My name is Omar, and I'm 27. I work as a junior analyst at a mid-sized company downtown. My life was simple, predictable, and honestly, kind of boring. Until the day my ex-girlfriend walked back into my world like she never broke it in the first place. Let me tell you about Lena. We dated for almost 2 years, then she left me, fast. Not because we fought, not because we didn't love each other. She left because someone else looked more successful on paper. And that hurt more than I want to admit. One Friday afternoon, I was standing in line at the office cafe waiting for my usual coffee when I heard a voice I hadn't heard in months. "Omar? Oh my God, is that you?" I turned around, and there she was, Lena. Same smile, same perfume, same eyes that used to make me forget my own name. And next to her stood a man in a perfectly pressed suit, wearing a watch that probably cost more than my rent. Lena wrapped her arm around him like she wanted the whole world to see it. And maybe she did. "This is Ethan," she said. "My boyfriend." Ethan extended his hand with a confident grin. "Nice to meet you, man." I shook his hand, and I swear my confidence dropped 2 levels just from that one handshake. Then Lena looked me up and down and said the sentence that pushed me over the edge. "So, you're still single, right? No girlfriend yet?" For a second, I could have told the truth. I could have laughed it off. I could have said, "Yeah, I'm focusing on myself." But pride is a dangerous thing. So I smiled and said, "Actually, I'm dating someone." Lena blinked. "Wait, you are?" "Yeah," I said, making it up as I breathed. "She works here too. We're serious." Ethan raised his eyebrows like, "Really?" Lena's smile became tight. "Oh, wow," she said. "What's her name?" My brain froze. I had nothing. So I said the only thing that could delay the truth. "You'll meet her at the company gala next weekend." Lena's eyes lit up. "We're invited to that." Ethan smirked. "Can't wait." And as they walked away, Lena looked back one last time, with a face that said, "I don't believe you." That's when I realized I had just trapped myself. Now, I need to tell you about my boss. Her name is Nadia Khan. She's 36, 9 years older than me. And she's the kind of woman who doesn't walk into a room. She owns it. People don't just respect Nadia. They get nervous around her. Not because she's rude, because she's sharp, confident, and she doesn't tolerate nonsense. She always looks put together, always calm, always in control. And as far as I knew, she was single. People in the office gossip, you know how it is. They said she was married to her job. They said she turned down every man who tried. So, no. She was the last person on earth I would have imagined asking for help. But I didn't have a choice. That night, after everyone left, I stood outside her office door for almost 10 minutes. My heart was pounding like I was about to confess a crime. Finally, I knocked. "Come in," she said. I stepped inside. She didn't even look up at first. "Omar," she said, typing on her laptop. "Is this urgent?" I swallowed. "Yes. Kind of." She finally looked at me. "Okay. Talk." So I told her everything. The breakup, Lena's surprise visit, the rich boyfriend, and the lie. When I finished, Nadia leaned back in her chair. "So let me get this straight," she said. "You told your ex that you have a girlfriend, and now you need someone to pretend at the company gala." I nodded. "Yes, ma'am." She stared at me for a long second. Then she smiled. Not her professional smile, a different one.
"I'll do it," she said. I blinked. "Wait, what?" "I'll be your fake girlfriend." My brain didn't catch up. You will?" "Yes," she said calmly. "But I have one condition." My stomach tightened. "What condition?" She stood up and walked around the desk, stopping close enough that I could hear her breathe. "One kiss," she said. I froze. "One kiss after the gala is over. That's the deal." I didn't know if she was joking, but her eyes didn't look like a joke. I whispered, "A kiss?" She nodded. "Take it or leave it." And in that moment, I thought about Lena's face, the smirk, the disrespect. So I did something stupid. I said, "Deal." Nadia extended her hand like we just signed a business contract. And when I shook it, I had no idea my life was about to change. The next day, Nadia called me into her office during lunch. "If we're going to do this," she said, "it has to be believable. We need a story," she continued. "How did we meet? When did we start dating? Who made the first move?" I tried to laugh. "This feels insane." "It is insane," she said. "That's why we have to be smart." So we built a timeline. We said we started dating 2 months ago. We said it happened after a late-night project. We said we ordered takeout, stayed in the office, talked about life, and something just clicked. Then she looked at me and said, "And you made the first move." I pointed at myself. "Me?" She smiled. "Yes. It makes you look confident, and it makes me look selective." I laughed nervously. "You're really good at this." "I'm older," she said. "I've learned a few things." Then her tone changed slightly. "And one more thing," she said. "People will notice the age difference. Don't act ashamed. Own it."
That hit me. Because she wasn't just helping me impress my ex, she was teaching me how to carry myself. Over the next few days, we practiced in small ways. Coffee breaks, elevator rides, little moments where she'd test me. "Stand closer," she'd say. "Hold my hand like you mean it. Look at me like you trust me." 3 days before the gala, she suggested we practice somewhere outside work. We met at a quiet cafe after hours, and for the first time, Nadia wasn't in her boss outfit. She wore jeans and a simple top. She looked more human, more real. "Okay," she said. "Start with something simple. Hold my hand." I reached across the table and held her hand. It was warm, and it felt strangely natural. Then she said, "Now look at me." I did, and I don't know how to explain it, but for a second, I forgot this was a plan. She noticed my pause. "What?" she asked. I swallowed. "Nothing." She leaned in slightly. "Omar, why haven't you moved on from Lena?" I didn't expect that question. I stared at my coffee. Because she made me feel not good enough. Nadia's face softened. She said very clearly, "Listen to me. You are good enough. The right person doesn't leave because someone has a nicer watch." That sentence stayed with me. The night of the gala arrived. I wore my best suit and waited in the hotel lobby. When Nadia walked in, I forgot how to breathe. She wore an elegant black dress. Her hair was down, and she looked like the kind of woman people write stories about. She caught me staring. "Close your mouth," she said. "You're embarrassing me." I laughed. "You look incredible." She linked her arm with mine. "Good," she said.
Now act like you deserve to be next to me." We walked into the ballroom. People turned their heads. Whispers started immediately. And then I saw Lena. She was near the bar with Ethan, and when she saw Nadia with me, her eyes went wide. I could read her lips from across the room. "That's his boss." We walked over like we owned the place. I said calmly, "Hi, Lena." Nadia extended her hand with a perfect smile. "Nice to meet you," Nadia said. "I've heard a lot about you." Lena looked confused. "You have?" Nadia nodded. "Of course. You're his ex, right?" Ethan smirked, but he looked less confident now. Lena forced a laugh. "So you're his boss?" Nadia smiled. "Yes, and his girlfriend." There was silence. Then Lena said it, like she needed to hurt someone to feel tall again. "But you're older than him." Nadia didn't blink. "I'm 36, she said, "and Omar is 27. And age is just a number when two people connect emotionally and mentally, don't you think?" Lena's face turned red.
And Ethan? Ethan looked at Nadia like he respected her more than he respected Lena. That's when I knew. This was working. But the scary part? It wasn't just working on Lena. It was working on me. Because Nadia's hand on my chest, her eyes, her calm confidence, it made me feel safe. And I hadn't felt safe in a long time. The whole night, Nadia played the role perfectly. She laughed at my jokes. She held my hand. She leaned into me like we belonged together. At some point, we danced. And when I held her, it felt right. Not fun right. Real right. After the gala ended, I walked her to her car. The parking lot was quiet, lit by yellow streetlights. "Well," she said, "we did it." I nodded. "You were amazing." She turned to face me. "And now," she said softly, "the deal." My heart started racing. "The kiss," I whispered. She stepped closer. "Unless you don't want to." I took a breath. "I do want to," I said. "But Nadia, I need to tell you something." Her eyes narrowed slightly. "What?" "Tonight wasn't acting for me." She didn't move. "I don't know when it happened," I continued. "But somewhere between practicing and laughing and dancing, I stopped pretending." I looked at her. "My feelings are real." For a second, she just stared, and I thought I ruined everything. Then she smiled, a real smile. "You think you're the only one?" she whispered. I blinked. "What?" "I stopped acting days ago," she said. "I just didn't want to admit it." She placed her hands gently on my shoulders. "So, about that kiss," she said. "Let's make it count." And I kissed her. Not like a deal, not like a performance, like a choice. But here's the truth nobody tells you. The kiss is the easy part. The hard part is what comes after. Because the next morning, reality came back. She was my boss. She was older. People would talk. And they did. At work, whispers started. Some people were supportive. Others were cruel. "He's doing it for promotions. She's having a crisis. This won't last." And one evening, Nadia looked at me and said something that broke my heart. "What if you wake up one day and want someone younger?" I held her hands and said, "I don't love your age. I love you." And for the first time, I saw fear in the woman who never seemed scared. We didn't promise perfection. We promised effort. Looking back, I'm grateful Lena walked into that cafe. Because if she didn't, I never would have lied. I never would have asked Nadia for help.
and I never would have found a love that made me feel enough. Sometimes your worst moment becomes the doorway to your best life. So let me ask you, do you believe age matters in love?
Or do you think connection matters more? Tell me in the comments. And if you want more real emotional stories like this, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.